We've been able to reconnect with Kayode. Kayode, thank you so much for joining me on the program.
Hello.
It's great to have you join me on the program this morning, Kayode. Good morning. So it's not a particularly bad way for Oando to end the year. What do you make of this new development?
Yeah, so Oando has been looking to basically leverage their balance sheet. So like what we know from 2014, after the acquisition of ConocoPhillips and then the fall in crude oil prices, so we're seeing the stock actually, the company actually suffer from a lot of high debt. So what they've been trying to do is actually deleverage. So they sold the downstream, and now they're actually having divesting partially from their oil and gas business. And we had a consideration about $105.8 million. Hello.
I can hear you, Kayode. $115.8 million.
Yeah, $8 million to Helios. So the gas business is actually a very big one because I think it's the largest private sector gas distributor in Nigeria. So they have about 70 million standard cubic feet of gas over its network. And so what this basically just means for Oando is that we're moving towards a full E&P company and more like a cleaner balance sheet for the company. So after this one, they're also looking at selling their ONL 125 and 134. And so if that basically comes to play, then we actually will see a better balance sheet for Oando going forward.
But then what does this deal mean for the new investor, especially with liquidity issues that Oando, like most players in the upstream sector, has faced?
Yeah, can you come again, please?
What does this deal mean for the new investor, especially with liquidity issues? And Oando, like most players in the upstream part of the industry, has had to contend with, not to mention FX and other issues.
For the new guys coming in, it's quite positive because one, like I said, the business is a very key one in the gas sector, and then they have a lot of infrastructure in place. So the Ojora Marina line, and they also have one in Ajaokuta, which is actually quite big. So what they're trying to do, even continuously, like as the last month, they've actually expanded their network to actually fit into more commercial customers around Nigeria. So it's quite big for them, and it's a positive one to see more of these more of these investments in the gas and power business, because we're actually looking for more funds, more equity investors actually coming into that space.
So it's a boost for domestic and industrial gas market?
Yes.
Okay. This, of course, also means that probably there's more confidence now in the industry. Let's not also forget that just recently, Mobil divested about 61% from Mobil Nigeria to NIPCO Investment. So is this all about confidence in terms of mergers, in terms of acquisitions in the industry?
Well, firstly, in terms of valuation, most of these asset prices are actually quite depressed. A lot of foreign investors are actually quite interested in the oil and gas space. Like we know, what's been delaying this thing is actually the government in terms of regulations, and that's why there's been this call to actually pass the PID for a long time that can actually create more investment in that space. But we've seen, like even the FO, there was Mercuria who actually came into FO. We heard of the NIPCO and the Mobil, and we are also hearing of Helios actually going into the downstream and the gas business. So it's very positive. We expect to see more M&A as, especially for the downstream. The fragmentation now currently in that stream actually creates a lot of room for M&As and a lot of companies coming together to actually become bigger. And then also in the gas business, in gas and power, there's tremendous opportunities there. A lot of investors are actually looking into that space, but the problem sometimes is actually companies that are very viable to actually invest in. So most guys want to invest in the downstream sectors, but the commodity companies are not yet open. So as we keep going, the developing, especially the downstream, we expect to see more of this M&A and more interest by foreign investors in that sector.
2017 is going to be a very busy year for the oil and gas industry because, of course, players and market watchers such as yourself are going to be looking at how all of the developments from the global market and also the domestic market will be shaping the industry. What's your outlook?
Yeah, for the outlook for the sector, I think the first thing is looking at where crude oil prices are going to be. So we've seen that OPEC cost production. We expect to see crude oil prices around, on average, about $50 to $55 per barrel for next year. The also thing that is key for us is looking at the petroleum industry governance bill, expecting that to be passed next year. And then also is the fact that, like, recently the federal government has sealed deals in terms of JV. So more investments can go in, because now most of those JV assets will actually be running as a separate entity. So it's quite positive. We think next year will be actually good for the oil space. The other concern is just looking at the security issues. So if the government can get its way to actually sort out the security challenges from the militants, then we expect to see more interest in the oil and gas space. So we're quite positive for the oil and gas sector for next year, from the angle of crude oil prices, from investment, from the JV deals, and also from the PITC.
Kayode, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing your perspectives with us.